Hi, I'm Lauren, Executive Creative Director here at 72 and Sunny. We are coming to you live from Stagwell Sport Beach at the center of the Cannes Lion Festival of Creativity, where we are celebrating the intersection of sport, culture, and fandom. I'm joined here by my friend Julia from United Airlines. Let's get into it. So, Julia, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, I'm Julia Fedor. I'm the Director of Operations for the Global Advertising and Social Media team at United Airlines. Live in Chicago, where we're headquartered. Have been working for this amazing brand for coming up on 5 years.
And with us for over 3, yeah?
Yes, that's right. Working with 72 and Sunny for exactly 3 years now.
Yeah, probably. So we started off our relationship with a campaign called Good Leads the Way, which was a brand platform for United Airlines. And we launched it at a kind of wild time during the middle of a pandemic when the airline industry was at a standstill and a bit in crisis mode. Can you tell me a little bit about what that experience was like?
It was a whirlwind, to be honest. For us as a brand, it was really an opportunity coming out of the lowest of lows with the pandemic to reintroduce ourselves to consumers, to our frequent, to our general travelers. We had kind of been doing business as usual before the pandemic with a lot of our advertising and social media content, and we thought, it's a fresh start. We can come out with a new visual identity. We actually had some brand strategy changes and updates, and it really was this moment in time. We experienced, like I said, the lowest of the lows when we lost 90% of our passengers overnight in April of 2020, and we were building back up. And then by summer of 2022, 2 years later, we came out with our largest national brand advertising campaign in almost a decade in partnership with 72 and Sunny.
And can you tell me a little bit about the decision to do a brand campaign coming out of the pandemic and why you chose to do that at that time versus waiting, or as Josh Ernest would say, pushing it to the right?
Yeah, it was an opportunity to just reintroduce ourselves. We had so much good happening within the halls of United, improvements to our product, the ways in which we serve our communities and treat our customers. Like I said, updates to sort of our visual and verbal brand identity. So all of these things combined really gave us this platform, this opportunity to come out with a brand new campaign and reintroduce ourselves to a world, introduce a new tagline, and sort of lean into new forms of media with where we're showing up with our advertising.
Good Leads the Way was the brand platform that United launched with in 2022. And it was based on this strategy of being more than an airline and being a force for good in the world. Can you tell me a little bit more about some of the tenets of being a force for good in the world?
Yeah, it is a beautiful phrase. I mean, good leads the way. It has become really this ethos within the company. It's extended beyond just our brand advertising work that we do together in the US and a few select international markets. It's, everything from the day-to-day service that our employees provide to our customers in our airports, on board our planes. We want to be doing good. We want to be serving our customers well. Again, both the general travelers, the frequent travelers, the business road warriors. It's the ways we give back to our communities, the nonprofits that we partner with, a lot of our corporate social responsibility efforts. And we have a lot of commitments to sustainability. For example, we are actually investing in the most sustainable aviation fuel production of any airline in the US. So we are kind of on the cutting edge, getting ahead, investing, knowing we need to invest in this infrastructure now to create sustainable fuel to power our planes. So it really runs the gamut. There are so many examples of the way that good leads at United, and it does start with that day-to-day customer experience, but then also extends to these more macro issues and us wanting to be a leader specifically in aviation, be a leader with sustainability in aviation.
Amen. So the last few years, we've seen quite a resurgence in travel. Seems like a well-timed brand campaign to come out in 2022. And now in 2024, we've seen a huge rise in travel. Can you tell me a little bit more about these trends that you're seeing?
Yes, we know, consumer behavior, search trends on the internet back this up, but we don't need to convince people to travel. They are already wanting to travel. I mean, the business road warriors are getting back out there, but people are traveling for leisure. And then it's also, of course, important to keep in mind, people also travel for not great moments, in moments of critical illness and crisis and emergency, but we do help connect people in those moments to where they need to go. But what we have seen over the last several years is really this resurgence or sort of emergence of the premium leisure traveler. It's the person who's willing to pay a little bit more money to sit toward the front of the plane, have a little more leg room, kind of a nicer onboard experience. And people are willing to do that for their vacations. It's not just the business road warriors flying in first class or business class, but people who say, you know, I want to sit at that cabin, you know, the upfront cabin on my long haul international flight. So with our global brand advertising work, I mean, we really do try to cater to all the different travelers who fly with us from the US and internationally, all of our customers, and then keeping in mind that premium leisure traveler who we've really seen emerge over the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's an interesting trend.
Yes.
And I believe that. I've flown, I think, for work and for leisure a couple times in the last. Yeah, and really benefit from extra legroom. I have a 6'5" husband, so he really appreciates that. We always talk about cultural relevance in advertising. I'm sure we've, I've experienced a few talks just this week about that. Can you tell me a little bit more about what United does specifically in its marketing to hit on cultural relevance?
Yes, this is really core to the work that we do on our global advertising and social media team, specifically when we're talking about trending social media content. How do we show up on the internet in interesting ways that are timely, that are connected to what's happening in the news and in culture? For example, earlier this year, we had the solar eclipse in April. And we took that as an opportunity to look at all of our flights that were happening on that day in April to see what flights are going to be going over the path of totality within the US. It was a wide swath of the population in a lot of cities across the country. And we then went out and activated. We did events at our gates. We gave out Eclipse sunglasses for viewing. We had an onboard experience, gave out other swag. And then immediately within 24 hours, we were posting that content on social media. And so we were showing up as a brand that puts people in the sky at 35,000 feet in the air to show, look at this incredible experience that people had flying through the path of totality during this just, amazing moment.
Yeah, sort of like a once in a lifetime. Maybe I think there's one guy who got to experience the eclipse twice in a lifetime.
Yes.
But yeah, capturing this once in a lifetime experience. I also love that you did it for real on the planes and thought about the passenger experience there. But then you also took that passenger experience and packaged it up and allowed your fans on social to also experience it.
Definitely.
And I've seen a rise in fandom for United Airlines on social. And can you tell me a little bit about how that has shifted in the past 5 years or so from where you were when you were first on some of the social platforms and where you are now?
Yes. On our team, I look after our measurement research and analytics. So we are always looking at our follower growth on social media, how many people are engaging with us, how many people are watching our videos all the way through. And so we've had a lot of growth on social since I've been with it at United. I mean, we've grown our platforms by millions. We now have over 5.5 million followers globally. And we're really proud of the fact that we were the first North American airline to join TikTok and get that verified check mark. So we are showing up on social media. And our team often likes to say day to day that we wake up in the morning and read the room, what's happening on the internet, what's going on in the news, and that influences a lot of our content decisions. What are we posting on that day, in that week? Do we need to maybe shift our priorities a bit, put out something that is trending, timely, relevant? So social media is very core to our brand, and we are kind of uniquely situated because we have the same people overseeing our social media channels, the day-to-day brand content that we put out. Those people are also working on our paid advertising. And so we're always thinking kind of full funnel and for lack of a better word, omni-channel. But how do we put out an ad campaign, but also have complementary content on our social media channels?
Yeah, that's what building a brand is all about
Exactly.
in the modern age. And you all are so good at it, truly. I mean, we've partnered on a lot of things across it. Can you tell me about a couple of the other successful pieces? Like, I know you did something for March Madness, and I know there was a special flight named for the Super Bowl game. Can you tell me a little bit about some of those pieces?
Yes, we have had really 2024 has been a pretty phenomenal year with those examples that you mentioned. We flew both teams to the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. So that was really exciting for us. We sponsor those teams anyways. And we did, of course, charter flights to get them to the game. So we had a series of content leading up to the Super Bowl, really the 2 weeks prior when the Super Bowl was the only thing in the news cycle. But we put out special flights. We gave them numbers that sort of connected back to the teams, back to individual players. A lot of people loved that. There was a huge appetite for it on social media. For example, UA 1989. take that for what it is, that number. And yeah, it was nice. And then we did, sizzle reels and fun Instagram videos showing the players getting to the Super Bowl game. And then, of course, day of content. We posted a meme-like tweet during the Super Bowl itself. And so really trying to see where are those moments, both before the big game and during, and even right after, where can we be putting out content that our followers are going to enjoy.
Yeah, and I know that for instance, the Kelsey brothers are here
Yes.
on Thursday, and Myles Garrett is here, I think, tomorrow, both from teams that you sponsor, which is really cool. And I love seeing that, again, you take what happens in real life on the plane, and you share that with your social networks, but you're also innovating and like changing flight numbers and doing things that will pick up traction in other ways. So you're really hitting across lots of different channels and experiences. One moment, sorry. I know we talked about this a little bit before, but one thing that you're responsible for is the measurement and analytics.
Yes.
Can you expand a little bit more on this subject?
Absolutely. As the head of operations for our global advertising team, I often say I'm a bit of the numbers person. So I'm looking after the dollars and the budgets, but then also the measurement and the analytics of our work. We talked about the Good Leads the Way brand advertising campaign a minute ago. So something that I'm really proud of back in 2021, 2022, we took time and we invested staff time, budget, energy from our team to really put together a thoughtful measurement plan for this campaign. We don't want to just look at impressions or engagement rates or click-through rates, but we got ahead of our launch by doing research with thousands of consumers across the country, as well as our own employees. Because before we launched the campaign, we wanted to understand how do people feel about the United brand at this moment in time in early 2022. Then we did that same research again a few months after the campaign launch and asked people about the campaign. What are your perceptions of United? How do you feel about us after watching our advertising? And we saw some really nice growth in those numbers. So we're now replicating that research, doing it every single year, looking to see what's the likability of our campaign. Do people find it differentiating within the category? Do they see our ads as being different from other airlines, which we hope that they do? But then also those kind of longer term brand health perceptions. Do people see United as a leader in the aviation industry? And we are seeing uptick slowly, year over year as we continue our advertising work with 72 and Sunny. So that research, that line of measurement didn't exist at United years ago. And it's something that we're really proud of, that we are doing, we're investing, we're showing our leadership. Our advertising is effective, and we need to continue doing this and showing up in more places.
Yeah, that's really helpful. I actually just saw a talk yesterday about the importance of getting the C-suite involved in marketing and understanding its value, and that the best way to do that is to put some metrics against it so that your CFO can see that there is an ROI on their investment, which clearly in this case there has been. I'm curious if we can shift gears from talking about what we've done to talking about what you're going to do. So, do you foresee any travel trends in the next few years, and how do you think that this will evolve for the airline industry?
Yeah, I think that demand for travel is going to continue. It is not going down. I think we will continue to see a rise in the business traveler. People are doing hybrid meetings, the occasional in-person meeting, but as we all know, there's so much to be said for just that face-to-face contact and that relationship building. So I think we will continue to see that rise in the corporate traveler, the business road warrior over the next several years. And for us, we are investing a lot in digital technology and our in-flight entertainment experience. We have a beautiful onboard product, as you know, and these seatback screens to watch entertainment. So we know from years of consumer research that's what our customers want. They want a really good app where they can check in, get their boarding pass, track their bag. They also want to sit on that plane and watch their favorite movie, rewatch a movie, watch their favorite entertainment. They don't want to do it from their phone. They want a nice screen on the seat in front of them. So I think we're just continuing to invest. I think the industry as a whole needs to invest, but not every airline is necessarily doing so and investing in the customer and the product experience in the same way that we are.
Yeah, the tech is clearly better on United. Honestly, like
but you're not biased.
I am biased. I cannot understate this enough. The app is amazing. Like if you are watching this and you are going to fly United, download the app. It's how you get snacks, but also it knows where your bag is. Like it helped me just the other day figure out where my bag was flying into Cannes. And it's just like in a league of its own, I think. Anything else you want to add or feel that we've not covered?
Just excited to be back here at Sport Beach with our partners at 72 and Sunny. I think we have such a phenomenal relationship. I mean, truly, it's now been 3 years working together. You're our creative agency of record. We just have wonderful working relationships as you come and visit us in Chicago and we come out to your LA office. But really proud of the work we're doing together this year. We're about to launch another brand advertising campaign in Australia, which is a huge market for us as we fly across the Pacific to 3 cities in Australia. So looking forward to all that new work and all of the new out-of-home that we have coming soon.
Beautiful. Yeah.
The out-of-home ads, yes. So I think there's just a lot of great things on the horizon for this year and beyond.
Agreed. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lauren.
Bye.